Hello, so this tutorial is 6C on the area of a 2D shape. So we're going to talk about the areas of triangles, parallelograms, and trapeziums, and also areas of compound shapes, which are shapes that are made from multiple shapes. So first of all, here are some formulas that you will need to memorize when it comes to, or know when it comes to finding area of triangles, parallelograms, and trapeziums. A rectangle is just simply taking your base, which is your bottom, times how tall it is, your height. You multiply the two, and that is it. And remember, area is always going to be square centimeters, square meters, square millimeters. Remember, it's always square something. A parallelogram, remember, is a tilted rectangle. So the area of this shape is actually the same thing, base times height. But the height is not this diagonal. Typically people think that that is the height, but if you think about it, that is not the height. The height is actually the vertical height. And when I say vertical height, I basically ask you to extend the base a little bit longer. You see how I'm dotting the floor. And then from the floor, extend straight up from a 90-degree angle to the top. That, from here where the 90-degree angle is formed, this is your vertical height. So anytime you're trying to find the area of parallelogram, you want to know how far it reaches from the floor all the way straight up to the top at a 90-degree angle. Now, a trapezium is a little more complicated, but not too much if you don't overthink it. So if we look at a trapezium, you have two parallel sides. There's this side and there's this side. And sometimes just to let you know, the trapezium can tilt sideways, and these two are your parallel sides. So the first rule is to make sure that you take the parallel side 1 and parallel side 2 and add them together. Okay? And then you have to multiply it by its height. Now the height is from the floor straight up, the vertical height, to the top where the 90-degree angle is. Now if it's sideways, clearly the height cannot be on the same line as those parallel lines, right? In this case, it's actually going to be your base. So creating a 90-degree angle here, you're going to go from the side to the other side. You have to go in the opposite direction of the parallel lines, and that would be your height in this situation. So don't be tricked just because the trapezoid or trapezium turns sideways or tilts at an angle. And then finally, the triangle is a base times height and cut in half. And the reason it's cut in half is because it's half of a quadrilateral. So if you had your triangle, your base, times your vertical height when it goes straight up and down. So if I had a triangle that looked scalene like this, I'm going to take my base and I times it by my vertical height. Now this is not my vertical height because it doesn't reach the top of my triangle. So I actually need to extend this base long and go from the top straight to the bottom to create the 90-degree angle. And that is my vertical height. That is the height I want to use to multiply to get the area of my triangle. So never be fooled that just because there's a measurement on these diagonal lines, those are not your height. Height is always straight up and down and always creates a 90-degree angle. So let's give it a try. Using those formulas, can you find the area of these two shapes right here? And so if you look closely at the first shape, this is a parallelogram because it has two sets of parallel sides, and these two sides are equal as the top and the bottom are equal. If you look at the shape on the right, this is a trapezium because it only has one set of parallel sides. So at this time, pause and try to do these two problems. All right, so the area of a parallelogram, like I said, is just your base times your vertical height. So we're just simply going 5.6 times 9. And so if we multiply this out, 45 plus 5, that's going to make 50. Now, remember, I count the number of places behind the decimal. There's only one number behind the decimal in total, so I scoop that decimal in between. So my answer here is 50.4 centimeters squared. Keep that in mind, squared. Now, the trapezium, remember, you add the two parallel sides, so 20 plus 30. You times it by the height, in this case. And then finally, which I think I might have forgot to explain, you divide the whole thing by 2. And the reason why we divide a trapezium by 2 is because if you took this trapezium and flipped it upside down, it actually makes a parallelogram. So a trapezium is really half of a parallelogram. Anyways, let's continue. So this makes 50 times 18 divided by 2. And 50 times 18 is 90 divided by 2. And that, when you simplify it, turns into 45 millimeters squared. Finally, compound shapes. It's simply taking the shape and cutting it so that you can solve for it. And remember, when we cut it, there is no overlap. So I'm going to choose to cut it across. Now, if I separate it, I have one shape here that is a 2 centimeter by 12, and then I have this second shape here, which is a 3 by, well, it's not 10 because 10 represents the whole side, right? So I only need to know this part. So let's think about it. If this is 2, that means this part is 2. So if that's 2 and that whole thing is 10, that means this side has to be 8. Once you have it, find the areas and add them together. So go ahead and just pause and just complete this problem. So if we did that, 12 times 2 is 24 centimeters squared. And this one is 24 centimeters squared. So if you add them together, it should make 48 centimeters squared. The question I always often get is, what if you cut it the other way? Well, let me show you. If I cut it down, then this shape would be a 3 by 10. So that makes 30 centimeters squared. That means this one right here would be 2. Now, it cannot be 12 because 12 represents the whole thing. But since this part is 3, 12 minus 3 leaves me with 9. So 2 times 9 makes 18. So 30 plus 18 also makes 48 centimeters squared. So you get the same answer, just a different way. And that's it.